What's up, guys? Artem MMA Analysis here. Going to be talking about Jack Hermansson versus Chris Curtis. And now, what has happened is Darren Till pulled out with an undisclosed injury, or it's undisclosed at the moment, only about like 8 hours ago or something. And the UFC has already found a replacement in Chris Curtis. Chris Curtis accepted the fight about 2 hours ago, and now he's fighting Jack Hermansson in London in a couple of weeks' time. I know Gilbert Burns has piped up and said that Gilbert Burns was also trying to fight Jack Hermansson, but there's rumors going around that Gilbert Burns will be fighting Jorge Masvidal. So I feel like the UFC is probably trying to make that match up. So what they've got is the man that takes the fights on short notice, Chris the Action Man Curtis, is fighting Jack Hermansson on UFC Fight Night in London, which is really cool. It sucks for Darren Till because I feel like this would have been a really good comeback fight for Darren Till. I still wasn't too sure about who I was going to pick in that one. And I feel like maybe in this fight here, Chris Curtis could find some success. It's a tough one, man, because I definitely can see a path to victory for either guy. And I believe at this point there are no Tapology predictions, so I can't see what the community is thinking. But on the Instagram, I have seen a lot of picks for Chris Curtis now, which is pretty crazy. I think Chris Curtis does actually have a pretty good chance in this one here because if you look into it, in his last fight, he fought a jiu-jitsu ace, a really good jiu-jitsu player in Rodolfo Vieira, who was trying to get the fight to the ground. He defended 20 takedowns from Rodolfo Vieira, man. That is absolutely crazy to me. 100% takedown defense for Chris Curtis out of 20 takedowns attempted on him. Now, Jack Hermansson, he's a pretty good wrestler in his own right. You know, he was actually the guy that I wrestled with Khamzat Chimaev before he fought Sean Strickland. And I think, from memory, I don't even think that Jack Hermansson even shot for a single takedown against Sean Strickland for some reason. Am I correct in saying that? Sorry guys, I should have been a little bit more organised coming into the video, but I remember in this fight, yeah, with Sean Strickland, he shot for 8 takedowns, and all 8 takedowns were defended by Sean Strickland. So I think it's probably pretty fair to assume that Chris Curtis might be able to defend the takedown attempts as well in this one here, because I know that Jack Hermansson will be looking to get the fight to the ground. You know, one of his more recent wins was against Calvin Gastelum, where it got to the ground. He got a heel hook very quickly, but he's been losing to guys when the fight's on the feet. You know, he lost to Jared Cannonier by knockout. He lost to Marvin Vettori, but that's Marvin Vettori, top contender there. He beat Edmund Shabazian, but in the first round, Edmund Shabazian did have some success on the feet, to be fair. But then Jack Hermansson was able to come back, use his wrestling, get the fight to the ground, and put pressure on Edmund. And then in Sean Strickland, the whole fight was on the feet. Sean Strickland did win that fight. It's a little bit. It was a close fight, to be fair. Like it wasn't super close that you would score it for Jack Hermansson, but it was still a close fight on the feet. But Chris Curtis, man, coming off a fight against Rodolfo Vieira. Now, one thing that I did notice was that he was slowing down a lot. So was Rodolfo Vieira, to his credit too. But Chris Curtis was slowing down a lot in that third round. Maybe Jack Hermansson on a full camp could be able to utilize his wrestling and his jiu-jitsu in that third round, second or third round over a tired Chris Curtis. But honestly, I might pick Chris Curtis to win by knockout. You know, I'm going to give it some time. I'm going to do a little bit more research, and I'm going to watch their fights, especially the Hermansson Shabazian fight, the Chris Curtis Vieira fight. I'll watch again. The Brendan Allen fight, I've already seen that very recently, and I watched the Phil Hawes fight recently as well. So I know what Chris Curtis does bring to the game. He brings a very heavy boxing sort of style. He's got a lot of KOs, man. He's a very experienced fighter. This is going to be his 37th MMA fight, and this is going to be the 30th MMA fight for Jack Hermansson. So that's crazy for me, man. And while we're here, before I end up the video, I might have a look at the UFC rankings. UFC rankings. Sorry guys, I wasn't really that organised, was I? But at least we're getting there. Jack Hermansson is ranked number 8. Wow, so a win over Jack Hermansson would put Chris Curtis in the top 10. And that's crazy. I feel like maybe if Chris Curtis beats Jack Hermansson, they'll probably do Chris Curtis versus Uriah Hall. Maybe, or Chris Curtis versus Andre Muniz even. Damn, it's only up for Chris Curtis if he wins this one, man. This is a big win. This is a big fight for Chris Curtis. Maybe even if he beats Jack Hermansson, they do Chris Curtis versus Derek Brunson. You don't know, man. Chris Curtis, with a win over Jack Hermansson, Chris Curtis might only be two really good wins away from a title shot. God, Chris Curtis, man, he's really throwing it all together. I'm really happy for Chris Curtis, but It's tough to pick this one. I think I might be picking Chris Curtis, but I mainly just wanted to announce it. Let you guys know Darren Till is out of his fight in London and Chris Curtis is in. I don't believe that Chris Curtis has fought outside of the UFC, to my knowledge, or at least recently anyway. So it could be very exciting, could be a very cool experience for him. I think that, I don't know who the crowd is going to cheer for, because the crowd would have cheered for Darren Till on that fight card, but now that Darren Till's not there, maybe they cheer for Hermansson because he's from Sweden. He's from that sort of area, and yeah, this is the co-main event as well. Maybe they bump Paddy Pimblett and Jordan Levitt to the co-main event, or Nikita Krylov versus Alexander Gustafsson to the co-main event. I think that would make a bit of sense to me. But this card is it's looking very good. It's looking very good. Kyle Nelson. Why do I not know who that guy is? Okay, because he hasn't fought for 2 years. That makes sense. Yeah. Anyway, well, yeah, this is a cool card, man. I do wonder who's gonna be picking, but by the looks of it, man, I feel like he's fought in the US for his whole career potentially. So this could be his first fight, maybe outside of the US. Maybe someone else will know something different. But let me know in the comments, who do you have? Who do you think's gonna win? If you like the video, please leave a like. If you've got any opinions of the fight, if you know what's happened to Darren Till, any sort of thing like that, please leave a comment as well. I've also got a prediction for a fight happening this weekend that was announced yesterday, and that is David Onama, and I've already forgotten his versus Garrett Armfield. David Onama versus Garrett Armfield. I've got a video about that too. I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you guys very much for watching.